says jalapeno covered. So.
Do you like spicy things, Dr. White?
I've been on spicy for a while.
Oh, and Dr. White.
Yes, sir.
Sarah agreed to be our moderator. Get off track.
Good.
Just smack some people in the face. Michael needs it every now and then.
Like the
Don't generalize.
Yeah, and we really
I'm sure he already had that idea. I'm just encouraging him.
Google that and share
He's
it.
okay.
Yeah, I was moderating her.
Yeah.
Moderating.
Well, sure, I have it. I can share it.
So yeah, we can
Oh, definitely.
well, she's the best option because I think she was supposed to do like probably the most neutral, like you know.
Why am I logging into this strange operating system? Oh, I've logged in already. Oh, Tim's been in here.
There's a lot of Linux computer stuff already.
I don't like the computer science teachers. Like, what is this strange operating system?
Well, I don't know that I have a password. You want to have a password?
Yep.
on these?
Should. It's the same as your Cobra account.
Oh, I can do that.
That's assuming it's if it's booted into a Windows.
Yeah.
Well, you see?
But if it's in Cobra.
Well, Cobra, I know my password.
I think Olympus is the same.
No, because Olympus and then was juice.
Oh, absolutely. No, I bought food, so you could not eat it.
So what?
No, we had our.
That's what I thought. It's for
Still on that too. Okay. Oh. Okay. Where I was. It happened.
Okay. For the amount of attendees, I put like 6 or 7 on both of them. I put 6 more that you weren't there. That's kind of how I arranged it.
So how are we? Sorry,
This is 10.
10?
We have 4 of them.
Yeah.
I think I put for Go. I put 12. Is that too much?
For what?
Go.
I think go because probably.
Yeah, go there with lobby.
It was also the last event that you could get extra credit.
When does go?
Go was last semester, so if you
I am
can
going to be doing go at another MUGTUG in May, so I may want to practice on you all.
we're good practice.
Another MUGTUG somewhere else?
Yes,
The Gainesville one?
Gainesville. Gainesville one just had their first meeting of the year yesterday. Their last meeting of last year was in November. Gosh, you guys need a lot.
Right there.
Any Go, like actual links that are dedicated to developing Go?
Well, there's donuts.
Around here.
Around here?
Like pretty much the ones you took.
I'd like to get
last
some
semester
actual
probably
Go
the most
developers.
people who know the most about Go.
It's like I know what's
The more I like it.
Well, if you want, we can.
I still think that we're like leading I know.
But I have a big
I like
deadline
IO.
yesterday.
I haven't done anything
But
with it,
actually,
but
you know,
I
I
like
really
To go back and like master IO, where like people, those people that the government needs someone that can
I'm
do
like,
IO.
you're gonna do what
I would like to
Yeah.
start writing some of my parallelism stuff. with the
Government would never use IO.
Well, no, but I mean, like, you know how in the movie Jones that random tech guy that did all this information about one obscure thing? They can do that about IO and then be in a movie with Tom Cruise. That'd be pretty cool. Okay. Like, why you think we should get started? Or?
Yeah. I'm still eating, but that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, feel free.
I gotta go get plates.
Like, there's no plates back there?
No, I got. Well, I like these bowls better than these.
Okay. If you've been if you presented, you get a pool. Yeah. So I guess we'll get started. Feel free to kind of keep going back and forth with food, you know, if you get like. Today we're going to be talking about the Google privacy policy overview, basically the changes that are going to be being made to Google privacy, and we're also just doing an open discussion of it. So I thought we'd start off by just having a brief introduction about the privacy policy in case you haven't had a chance to look over that. There's also at the end of the slideshow, there's a list of links of the basic sources that you use to find this information, so that during the discussion, if you want to look things up or you want to check to make sure if I made something up or whatever, there'll be those links up there that you can go to. And the email address for this slideshow is being published. Dr. Mike, do you want to make a
Yeah, I'm.
Make a tiny URL for that.
I can't log in.
oh, it's no one or I guess
Well, I'm just going to log out and come back in another operating system.
Okay.
I'm so embarrassed.
all right.
You want to go to the next computer?
No, I can't.
Here.
Well,
I'll make a tiny URL for it.
alright, can you read?
Use Bitly or
And yeah, but here's the actual URL. We'll get a tiny URL name during the presentation. And so you can look through this stuff and go to this link at the end of the talk. So first we're going to do a brief explanation about the privacy policies. Or about privacy policies in general, what they are, what they're used for, just a general kind of, I mean, everyone kind of has an idea of what privacy policies are, like, as being basically, I click accept to this, and I get to use my application. That's how most people see it. So it's what you're basically agreeing to in a very general sense, and then the changes that Google is going to be making to the privacy policy, and then we'll watch the Google release YouTube video about privacy policy. It's only a couple minutes, and it's in typical Google fashion of how they see their privacy policy changes. And then we'll give a couple pros to why these changes are good, and then a couple cons and why people don't like these things. I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with either of them, just kind of the general argument between each two. Kind of.
Hey, what are the last? What are those? Is it QQB?
QQB.
Okay.
Okay, I'm on now.
Okay, if you can make that a title, because you actually have the link.
Okay, tiny URL. tinyurl.com/847SOS9.
Everybody get that?
Put it on the board.
Oh. Okay. Tiny.
Yeah, I just made a tiny URL for it, so you doesn't have to call it.
Two characters typed in. I'm not.
847SOS9.
Okay. And it works?
Yep, works.
Sweet. Okay, so you can follow along with me, all that jazz. So
Hey, that's doesn't work.
What? What? Okay, yeah. So the arguments pro and against the changes to the privacy policy. Then we're going to open the floor up to discussion of what you guys think. These kind of things are very important for people that are technology savvy, because people that aren't technology savvy look at you for guidance on how they should look at things that are technological. So it's very important for you to understand it. Even if you don't have a strong belief in one way or the other, if you're just like, it's a privacy policy, whatever. Sorry, I'm going to try not to walk. I'm trying to just over again. It's very important for you to understand it so that if a family member or friend that's really good with technology comes to you and asks about these things, you can give them an educated opinion about it. Alright, so what are privacy policies? They're usually a statement or legal document that addresses how a party can gather, use, discuss, or manage a person's private information. And the definition of private information is really up to what the privacy policy is about. Examples of the information that usually occur are a person's name, address, birthday, contact info, some things like credit information if you're using something like PayPal, or where you travel, etc. The information they collect obviously depends on what software or product you're using. Some, like for example, Gmail probably hopefully doesn't have your credit card information. Don't give that kind of stuff out to anything.
But Google Checkout does.
Right, exactly. So, well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, as far as the current privacy policy. And these policies are especially important in this day and age because of technology. And your information is everywhere trying to be protected with these privacy policies. Oh, and everyone knows what I'm talking about when I'm saying a privacy policy, right? Like I agree to follow that this privacy information is okay, kind of stuff, right? Okay, just want to make sure. Okay, so the changes that are being made to Google's privacy policy. The biggest changes are that they're simplifying their privacy policy into one big privacy policy that goes over the majority of its products. I've heard from a couple people that there are a couple different ones that aren't actually going to be in their privacy policy, but I couldn't find out the names of the applications. So I don't know if someone could knew about them or not, but I think there's at least over 60 of them are being comprised into one privacy policy. This allows that all the products inside that policy to contain any information from the other products within their policy. For example, let's say your name is included in Gmail. That would mean that YouTube could use that information. So basically, rather than having a wall between each one of the applications, they're all connected in one big wall. So they basically do whatever they want within those within their products, and this will go into effect March 1st, 2012. Okay, good. Saw a blank slide kind of okay. So this is the privacy policy video released by Google about their privacy policies. Google has been very open about their change in the privacy policies. If you've gone into any Google products recently, you'll see the annoying little pop-up that says we're changing our privacy policies. These are important. I think that after you look at it once, you should be better.
I've only seen it once, and it came up when I looked at YouTube, and then after I clicked OK, and it hasn't showed up on anything else.
See, every time I change your computer, yeah. But anyway, that's not neither here nor there. So we're just going to watch this video. It's basically them explaining what they want to accomplish with this new privacy policy decision.
Google is tidying up the cover, making our privacy policies and terms more consistent, easier to read, and easier to understand. You see, while privacy policies, ours included, may not be the most popular read on the internet, we think they're important. So instead of over 60 policies for different products and features, we're introducing just one. Fewer words, simpler explanations, and less legal read. That means that when you use Google, and Gmail and search, and YouTube and contacts, you can have one simplified policy that explains our privacy commitment to you. The new policy reflects our efforts to create one beautifully simple experience. It means that if you're signed in, we'll treat you as a single user across all of our products. Combine the information we provide in one service with information from the others. So you have a better, more intuitive experience from the moment you sign in to the second you log out. Whether you're sending mail, emails, watching videos, or searching. Over time, it will be better Google safety service terms. We'll understand that when you search for Jaguar, you're looking for a Jaguar, and not a Jaguar. It can mean more accurate spelling suggestions because you calculated before. And it may mean we won't be able to tell you when you're late for a meeting, based on the location, the calendar, and Google traffic conditions. All of which means we're not just keeping your privacy private, we're making it more easy to do daily life.
Okay, so we'll discuss that in a little bit. Okay, so this is the argument supporting the privacy policy changes. And the majority of this has been made by Google. It's easier, the first thing is, as they address in the video, is it's easier for non-lawyers, less technical people to understand the privacy policy. Because if you try to read a privacy policy, a lot of times it's kind of like, oh, okay, well, you don't really, it's really hard to find out what it actually means without a summary. Or dictionary, or, anything else. Yeah, okay. The next thing is allows Google to use this information to help you. The example they briefly mentioned in the video is that using your geolocation in Android phones, Google Maps, and Google Calendar, they can tell you if you're going to be late for work. The way that would work is you would have your Android phone with geolocation, so it would know where you are on Earth. And then you would put in your calendar that I have an appointment at this location, this address at 3 o'clock. And so it would find its location on Earth based on the address that you gave. And then using Android phones on the way to work, it'll calculate how fast they're going, and thereby using that information to tell you how long it will take you to get to work, knowing basically telling you how long it will take down. It's pretty good. Yes?
Does that also mean that, say, law officers have access to that information and be able to understand?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. I was too. I was like, it's gonna be assuming you're driving the speed limit.
Well, the issue I see with that is from looking. I'm going to go into more detail what I know with this, but it basically I know that the government can access that information if they have like a trial or they have a warrant or anything like that. But I'm not sure if they can directly use your Android information. You can.
They have to submit it.
Yeah, so
you would be notified.
Right. So I'm going to go with no, just because that's how they typically handle information like this. The government can get that information from things like Facebook and all, but it's the same thing as going into someone's house. You have to have a warrant. Does that sound right, Dr. White? I don't want to.
The government's been pushing it, and there was a big Supreme Court case that was just settled in the last month. So I wouldn't be surprised if they ask for, I'm looking at my location on Latitude.